Deep in the forest, we found structures that shouldn't exist. Perfect angles, fresh breaks, live trees, snapped with impossible precision. And the deeper we looked, the stranger it got. Because these weren't random fallen branches, and they definitely weren't normal deadfall. Something arranged them. 90-degree breaks, clean structural pressure points, fresh wood still alive when it was snapped. And once you start comparing these formations to normal forest decay, the difference becomes impossible to ignore. The question isn't what broke these. It's why do they keep appearing in the same kind of moments? Because something strange started happening. The harder we searched, the less we found. Nothing, no structures, no shifts, no response. But the moment the search stopped, the forest changed. And then the structures appeared. That's when I started questioning something deeper. What if these formations aren't just physical markers, but responses? A landscape reacting to the state of the observer moving through it? Because over and over again, the same pattern repeated: stress, searching, expectation. And the forest stayed silent. But the moment awareness settled, the environment reorganized itself. And once you notice that pattern, you start realizing these structures might not have been random at all. Most people see broken trees, but what if the forest is communicating through geometry, angles, placement, pressure, patterns that appear only when the observer enters the right state? That's not dead forest behavior. That's interaction. This is why so many Sasquatch researchers miss it, because they are looking for footprints, hair, evidence. Meanwhile, the environment itself might already be responding to them. And the forest doesn't respond the same way to everyone. Think about it. Why do some people walk into the woods and find nothing for years, while others repeatedly encounter impossible structures within hours? Maybe the difference isn't the forest. Maybe it's the observer. Because if the landscape is reacting, then every encounter changes completely. This means the forest may not be passive at all. It may be aware, responsive, selective, and these structures could be a part of the language most people were never taught to notice. Which means you may have already walked through places where something knew you were there long before you noticed it. The deeper you go into these patterns, the harder it becomes to believe they are accidental. Because eventually, you stop asking and start asking. Why did it appear now? I mean, hundreds of days and hours in the bush before I discovered Sasquatch, because they came into my life in 2021. going and reflecting back now, I can see how they've been throughout my life experience. However, until I was shown breaks, until I was shown the Sasquatch energy, the auras and all of that, and they literally chose me, then that's when I started going, and I could see why they just started to appear now, because now I'm aware of the energy, I'm aware of what the structures look like, I'm aware of how nature doesn't create 90-degree breaks, fresh trees and stuff like this, right? And then I've seen them multiple times and live interacted dozens and dozens since 2021. So it happens when we start to acknowledge these as patterns and start following the patterns. So if you've ever found structures in the forest that felt impossible, comment structure below. I want to know how many people have experienced this pattern without realizing there may be something much bigger behind it. And if you want to understand how these moments connect, the silence, the geometry, the shifts in the environment, that's exactly what I break down in my step-by-step guide here on this channel as we try to discover and research this. Because the deeper you go, the deeper we go, the more the forest stops looking so random and we start feeling, seeing, hearing the intelligence that's within the quantum realm, aka nature.